This program is brought to you by Ayala Land, enhancing land, enriching lives. Pinoys who want to make this city their home might want to think about which part of the city they want to put their home in. Because let's face it, Metro Manila ain't exactly a pretty city, although some parts of the metro actually work. Take the Makati CBD. Sure, traffic can be bad, but there's a reason why this former swampland is the premier town in the Philippines today. It's called master planning. Let's talk about Makati. Before, it was just a swampland and then it became CBD. Was there a master plan for it?
If you go and focus on Santa Cruz, Binondo, Escolta, the big business centers and residential areas in the past, obviously there was no master planning. The buildings were up, the houses were up, and then people realized, oops, we need streets. Oops, we need schools. So they were really so cluttered, they were not zoned very well. If you look around Makati, it's a concrete jungle, but there are open areas for convergence, greens.
Makati Central Business District is the best example for good master planning. Here you have high-rise condominiums, office towers, and shopping malls, all connected to make life and work easier for the busy urbanista. It is a reason why Makati has become the premier city of the Philippines, surpassing Manila as the center of business and finance. Ayala Land is building a number of high-rise condos to add to Makati's village life. The residences at Greenbelt is their high-end condo. Another Columns Tower is going up in Legazpi Village for the mid-market. And in Buendia, Avida is building more affordable housing. And because there's no stopping the traffic, Ayala Land is expanding its network of walkways to create pedestrian traffic instead.
Notice our high-rise residential buildings now have large amenity floors, so that they don't really have to go out to go to the gyms. They don't have to go out to go to their swimming pools are all there. There's a bit of a garden that we provide in each set of buildings, so that the community can actually thrive within.
Alabang was almost an out-of-town destination before Ayala Land moved in. Pessimists thought it wouldn't work. Now, Ayala Alabang is the next big success story in master planning.
The thing about master planning is to make sure that it's not going to be just connected to Makati or to the metropolis, that it has to have its own. Like if you notice, people in Alabang today don't even have to go to Makati. They have their own Alabang Town Center, they have their own churches, they have the best schools.
Ayala Land is betting that West Grove in Santa Rosa, Laguna is the next big thing. They hope to replicate here what they've done in Alabang. Just across EDSA from the Makati CBD is another master plan community. If Ayala Makati is corporate and finance, the vision for Bonifacio Global City is, in their words, a home for passionate minds. How about the fort? What is a master plan for it?
It's a blend of living, working, playing, shopping, dining, all of these various activities in one venue. What we're trying to do in Fort Bonifacio is having a rich blend of these activities all in one venue. That kind of diversity and concentration of activities makes it more vibrant.
Originally, the streets in Bonifacio Global City were radial. Ayala changed it into a grid because grids, like in New York City, allow traffic to move easier.
Then you see all of these globalized architecture which uses more glass, more high-tech materials, new types of building system. They're all influenced by the new materials and technology that's coming out.
Ayala Makati is still evolving. Boxy shopping malls are a little outdated, so Ayala is bringing the outdoors in. There will be more spaces for al fresco or outdoor dining and coffee.
If you think about it, we do have an interesting climate that allows us to enjoy the outdoors. So what we're seeing is that there is an increasing preference for people to reconnect to open space.
We've come to realize that we have to integrate parks. We have, whether it's It's al fresco dining, as in Greenbelt, where you look out into the park, or you actually participate in the park, meaning you are able to walk through and have activity centers within the park.
The trend towards more green also means that building designs are changing, just as the urban lifestyle is becoming more health conscious. Ayala's Innovation and Design Group keeps up with all these trends.
We take into consideration the ecosystems. There is a growing trend of the popularity of buildings that are eco-friendly, environmental friendly, and therefore the use of more natural materials.
There's no shortage of planning in the Philippines. In fact, most towns and cities probably have a master plan. But the question, as always, is the skill and the will to implement them. When buying a new home, it is best to review the master plan for the site. That way, you can ensure that your home and your community will remain as beautiful and as livable for many generations from now. What are the things that potential buyers should be looking out for when deciding to buy a property?
The first main decision point has to be location. But aside from simply the location of the residential piece of property that he's going to buy, he has to ask what's going to be around it. Where are my children going to study? Are there enough schools? Are there enough convergence points, shopping areas? See, it's so nice when people come up with enclaves, when people come up with residential communities and putting that in a brochure. But after you stay there for about 5 years, you get to realize, you know, I'm all alone here, or maybe we're too small a community to thrive and grow. If people follow the master plan and you have your conveniences, you have your as I've mentioned, very important, infrastructure, transportation, support systems, telecommunications, churches, schools. If you have all of these within arm's reach, you're so sure that the whole place will work. And if it works, you have made a good investment.
The Makati CBD was built out of a swampland. A generation ago, Ayala Alabang was nothing but Cogon land. It takes not just vision, but experience and expertise to build thriving, livable communities where there used to be nothing. That's what Ayala Land calls track record. This program is brought to you by Ayala Land, enhancing land, enriching lives.